What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, bringing you my take on the new Noctowl update. And yes, I know I'm very late getting out a video on Noctowl, but to be honest with y'all, I have been sick as a dog the last few days, and I just haven't had the energy to be able to record a video. Today, I'm feeling quite a bit better, still a little bit of problems, but you know, I'm dealing with it, and I really wanted to get this video out because this team is just too much fun for me not to get a feature out on it. That's because I'm running Quagsire as my lead, and then I am running Gengar as my safe swap, and not just any Gengar, the best kind of Gengar, the one with Focus Blast. You can already see I'm going for my first Focus Blast against this Lickitung. Does it connect? Yes, it does. Completely one-shots the Lickitung. Lickitung, of course, being a very bulky Pokemon. You love to see it. And now I'm going to be going for the Shadow Punch since I lured out this Dugong. Wasn't going to be able to make it to another Focus Blast, but they were scared of it. So we do get a shield, which is just beautiful for me because now my Noctowl does not have to see this Dugong, and I can bring in my Quagsire, which has Stone Edge on it, which will of course be hitting for super effective damage. So going for the Stone Edge right here, let's see if they want it to connect. I mean, I did shield, so that pretty much tells them that I'm weak to Dugong in the back, and they do throw up a shield as well. Of course, they're running a timeout team, so if they want to at least keep two Pokemon alive if possible, so they decide to swap out into Wobbuffet. I can bring in my Noctowl now, and Noctowl of course has access to Shadow Ball now, so Shadow Ball will be hitting this Wobbuffet for super effective damage. We can build up to 100 energy safely, knowing that this Wobbuffet's not going to be doing that much damage back at me. And here comes the Shadow Ball. Does it take out? No, not quite. One more wing attack will do it, which actually is better for me because that just gave me a little bit extra farm with my Noctowl. I can go for the Sky Attack now against this Dugong. Sky Attack will be the more energy efficient move, whereas Shadow Ball does do slightly more damage. But I'm able to make it to the next Sky Attack before they throw the Icy Wind. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. They knew they had to double up on Icy Winds, otherwise Quagsire would be able to reach the Stone Edge. Alright, let's jump into battle number 2, going to be up against a Noctowl lead. And I'm going to be honest, Noctowl leads are probably the toughest lead for this team because it's very awkward for Quagsire. We're going to be able to hit it with the Stone Edge, which will hit for super effective damage, but it won't one-shot, and the mud shots are double resisted, so you're not going to be able to farm down either. So going to be building up a lot of energy. I'm basically at 100 energy right now, and going for the Stone Edge. They do throw up a shield, so that's good for me. If I can come out of this with shield advantage, that's really the best that I can wish for because I can't swap out. Gengar, of course, has ghost type attacks, which are going to be double resisted thanks to Noctowl's normal typing, and Focus Blast is just too expensive for me to rely on it. So I am going to go ahead and take both shields. They throw the Sky Attack to take me out. I'm going to be coming in with my own Noctowl, and I will have to eat at least one Sky Attack here. Going to go ahead and eat this first one, building up, and they decide to swap out into a Kanto Ninetales. Shiny Kanto Ninetales. I love the flex. I love the choice. Going to be going for my Sky Attack here, and I'm going to be building up to bank another Sky Attack now. I could definitely survive a Weather Ball from here, but I decided to keep some extra health on my Noctowl, and now I'm going to be swapping out into my Gengar and just committing to the farm down. I know I still have to deal with their Noctowl, so I'm going to need to have a Focus Blast loaded when I come out of this. You can see these Fire Spins are doing quite a bit of damage, but I have the Focus Blast. Here comes the Noctowl. We're going straight for the Focus Blast. Let's see it. Boom! Nearly takes out the Noctowl. One more Shadow Claw will do it. What do they have in the back? It's going to be a Lapras, which is pretty much GG's because I'm not going to be able to make it to another Focus Blast. This Shadow Punch is just not going to be doing enough because Lapras is pretty bulky, and I'll be able to reach a Shadow Ball. I'm not going to be able to make it to 2 Sky Attacks, so we'll be able to see at least how much the Shadow Ball does in neutral situations. But it's not going to be enough to take out the Lapras. So that's GG's. Unfortunately, just did not have the coverage for the bulky Lapras in the back. We need to see it in the front. Alright, let's jump on into the next battle. Going to have Quagsire up against a Trevenant lead. A very bad lead for my Quagsire. Going to be swapping out into my Gengar, and as you can see, the Shadow Claws from this Trevenant are doing much more to Gengar than mine are doing to it. So this is going to be a losing matchup no matter which way we cut it, but we do get a shield from them with the Shadow Punch. So at this point, I'm just going to take my shield advantage, let my Gengar go very quickly, and they're going to be coming out with Noctowl, which I'm very happy to be seeing here because at least now I can get some use out of my Quagsire, it was going to be very useless against that Trevenant. So we're going to go ahead and eat this Sky Attack here, going to be overfarming by a little bit just to try to confuse them on my energy, and going for the Stone Edge right here. So let's see if they want to give up their second shield. More than likely they will not, which they don't, because they know they have that Trevenant to answer for my Quagsire anyway. So I'm going for this next Stone Edge. Don't want to have to give up a shield against this Noctowl. And now they're going to, of course, be coming back in with Trevenant, but I recognize that I can farm up some energy before swapping into my Noctowl. If I can catch a move and waste their energy, that's even better for me. So yes, it does look like I caught a Seed Bomb right here. That is beautiful, wasting their energy. And in the back, they have an Alolan Marowak. So this team does get walled by opposing Noctowls. Their only answer for Noctowl is Noctowl. They're going to be going for the Shadow Ball here. It is double resisted, but they get the defense drop, which might be their win con here, because now the fire spins from this Alolan Marowak are going to be doing much more damage. I'm going to be going for the next Sky Attack here on CMP, going to go ahead and respect the damage from this Shadow Ball since my defense did drop, and throwing this Sky Attack. So let's see if they want to give up their final shield right here. Yes, they do, but I can come in with Quagsire and I am one mud shot away from the Stone Edge. This Stone Edge will be taking out this Alolan Marowak. All they have left now is the Trevenant. Trevenant will be able to farm me down, but to be honest, Noctowl is not going to be carrying whatsoever. Even if they get to a second Seed Bomb right here, the Seed Bomb is going to be doing such little damage that my Noctowl could tank it. But regardless, we get the farm down, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's jump on into the next battle. Going to have Quagsire up against a Shadow Ninetales. So I am a fan of Shadow Ninetales, but let's see how they want to play this. They're actually staying in, which tells me they more than likely do have access to Solar Beam. I will definitely have to watch out for that. Going for the Stone Edge, of course, they throw up a shield, and then they are going to be building up and throwing right here. Now, if I was counting correctly, I think they were one short of the Solar Beam, but I do go ahead and respect it. It is the Weather Ball bait, and then they come out with a Cresselia. I'm going to be answering with my Gengar and just hoping that they do not have Future Sight. If they have Future Sight, it will one-shot, but I make a call and it is just the Grass Knot. So I'm going to be building up now, going for the Shadow Punch. Cresselia, of course, will survive a Shadow Punch. I do not have Shadow Ball, but they do respect the damage and they throw up a shield. So I'm going to go ahead and match shields right here, going to be over farming and going for another Shadow Punch here in just a second. So I do, of course, want to make sure I throw before they get to another Grass Knot. I don't want to lose switch right here. And yes, the Shadow Punch takes out the Cresselia. So I'm going to be able to make it to another Shadow Punch against this Ninetales. Not going to be doing too much, and it's really not going to matter since I'm going to be able to come in and just Stone Edge them anyways. But hey, you know, a little bit chip damage in case my Noctowl ended up aligned with it anyways. So they will be throwing right here. I know this is not the Solar Beam, just expecting a Weather Ball. Actually going to be a Side Shock, which I don't recommend. Side Shock's just not that good a move. Overheat is just so good. You should definitely be running Overheat. I understand the argument for Solar Beam because I mean it does make some fun one-shots, but I'm just Overheat all the way. Team Overheat. Alright, so just to flex on them, I am going to go ahead and catch the double resisted Mud Bomb. Hoot 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 hoot. Noctowl being completely rude right there. They will be able to make it to a discharge here, but Noctowl, you know, it's so bulky. We really don't care about this. It's not going to take out Noctowl, and we will be able to wing attack down. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's jump into the next battle. Going to be Quagsire up against a Magcargo. So another new pick for this season. They're going to be swapping out into Noctowl, which is just perfectly fine by me. I'm going to be staying in, going for the Stone Edge. Yes, I do want this Quagsire aligned with the Snail. However, if I can get a shield and then do some chip damage before coming in with my own Noctowl, that's even better for me. So I am going to have to eat a move here. Hopefully it's not the Shadow Ball. It's just going to be the Sky Attack. And now I can go for the Stone Edge right here. This will be doing massive, super effective damage, not one-shotting, of course. And then we can come in with our own Noctowl. Now, they were definitely playing an energy game with me. They definitely have more energy than I think they do. I think they're only one wing attack away from the next Sky Attack. So I do throw my Sky Attack immediately to force them to either shield or give up their Noctowl, which they do. They're going to be coming back in with their Magcargo, and what I didn't want to happen was them being able to incinerate down. So yes, they do throw the Stone Edge here, which is perfectly fine by me. They don't have any extra energy on Magcargo. I have Switch and I have Shield Advantage. This is looking like a great match for me. I'm going to be coming back in with the Quagsire, but they have a Meganium. My Switch clock was not up. I'm able to get out in the nick of time. Oh my goodness, my Quagsire was almost just farmed down by that Meganium, but I'm going to be going for the Shadow Punch here, and that was on purpose. I want to go straight for the Shadow Punch because I didn't want them to show it. I want this Meganium out of the way because I know I can handle that Magcargo no problem. So they're going to be throwing the next Frenzy Plant right here. Frenzy Plant, of course, is resisted, but it would just about one-shot Gengar. I am able to get the farm down. We have the Focus Blast ready to go. We're gonna go for the blast. Let's see, does this Magcargo respect it? Boom! One-shots the Magcargo, and that's gonna be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. So there it is. There's the 4-1. Let's jump on into some of these bonus battles. Going to have Quagsire up against a Diggersby lead. So Diggersby, of course, also has access to Earthquake. We will be reaching it at the same time. Quagsire will win CMP. I decided to go ahead and go for the extra Mud Shot there. I don't know that that's necessarily the play. Like, maybe I should just go for CMP so they don't sneak. Because if they sneak, then they have potential to win this in the no shield. Whereas otherwise, Quagsire is going to win this in the no shield. Anyways, going to be building up and going for the Earthquake this time on CMP, and let's see if they respect the damage from it, or if they call the bait. They do respect the damage, and then they're going to be swapping out into Drapion. But since I overfarmed, I'm at the Stone Edge, and if this is just an Aqua Tail, I will survive. Yes, it's the Aqua Tail. Quagsire holds on with 1 HP. We're going to be able to get off this Stone Edge, which will hit for heavy neutral damage, and it gets the final shield. So I'm going to go ahead, let them just Poison Sting me down. Reason being, I just wanted my Switch clock to be free. I didn't want to tie it up. I mean, they got a little bit of extra energy, but it didn't seem like it was really worth it to swap out. So I'm going to be going for the Sky Attack right here. Is it enough to take out this Shadow Drapion? I really kind of wanted it to be, but no, it's not. And guess what? The extra Poison Stings I gave them, it might have paid off for them right there. They get to the crunch. I'm going to come in with Gengar and trust in Gengar with 2 shields to close out this match. Can Gengar do it? We do still have to worry about that Diggersby. What are they going to be coming out with? It's going to be Trevenant just to get a little bit of energy, and then they come out with Diggersby. So very interesting play by my opponent. I'm going to be building up, of course, needing to go for the Focus Blast to be able to take out this Diggersby, and then I need to be ahead on energy to deal with that Trevenant as well. So I do overfarm by just 1 Shadow Claw, going for the Focus Blast. This will be enough to take out the Diggersby, and then the race is on. Can I make it to the Shadow Punch before this tree makes it to their Seed Bomb? Yes, I can, and this Shadow Punch will be enough to take out the Trevenant, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Looks like my opponent might have closed their app. Gengar gets to do a little dance, so thank you, opponent, for that Gengar dance. All right, GG's. Well played. Moving into the next one, going to have Quagsire up against a Diggersby. Diggersby, of course, going to be everywhere in this meta. It is the #1 pick on pvpoke.com. So, I mean, I don't blame anybody for running it. It's very strong in this meta. So they're going to be going for the Earthquake here. Go ahead and go and eat it, and then they're swapping out into Trevenant. Now, this is the most questionable Stone Edge of all time because, like, I want a shield, and luckily I get it, but if I didn't, that would actually be bad for me because that would be less farm for my Noctowl. So we do build up and let them build to their Seed Bomb, and then I swap into my Noctowl. They're going to be throwing the Shadow Ball, which is double resisted, versus the Seed Bomb, which is single resisted. I think Seed Bomb's going to be more energy efficient. I don't know though, because Seed Bomb's such a bad move, and Shadow Ball's such a good move. Maybe Shadow Ball is the right play. I'm really not sure. Anyways, I'm going to just commit to the farm down right here. They are going Seed Bomb at this point. Looks like they do about the same amount of damage overall, and we have 100 energy on our Noctowl. They're going to be coming back out with the Diggersby. I'm going to be spamming out some Sky Attacks. So here's the first one. That does a little bit of damage. I mean, Diggersby's so bulky, but look at this. Here's a second Sky Attack. This will be putting them into the yellow, and they are going to have to throw a Fire Punch. But Noctowl's bulky, Diggersby's bulky, Fire Punch is non-stab. It does not take out my Noctowl, and I'm able to make it to another Sky Attack, but they swap into a Lickitung. So they have 2 normal types that I have to deal with, and basically all I have left is Gengar. So this is not looking too great for me, but we can come in with Quagsire, go for the Earthquake. It connects, puts the Lickitung very low, and now we can go for the Stone Edge. This Stone Edge will be threatening that final shield off of this Lickitung. So at least we have 2 shields, and they are committing to the farm down here. So you know what, that's perfectly fine by me because Gengar is going to be resisting all of Lickitung's charge moves. So I'm coming in with my Gengar. They blind through, which means this is going to be a body slam, double resisted body slam, nothing to fear just yet, but I will be respecting the damage from a potential power whip right here. So I do throw away shield. It is another body slam bait, a little bit unfortunate. They come back in with Diggersby. Diggersby does have some loaded energy, so we will be shielding up this fire punch. And I clicked on my shadow punch thinking that this Diggersby was quite a bit lower than it was, because you're going to see this shadow punch does absolutely nothing to Diggersby. Oh my goodness. But we can come in with Noctowl, force them to throw some more energy, and then hopefully Gengar can still handle this Diggersby. Let's see. Gengar comes back in. We are able to make it to the shadow punch. Will this do enough to take out this Diggersby? And then will we be able to deal with that Lickitung? Takes out Diggersby, Lickitung comes back in, and Gengar Shadow Claws down the Diggersby, handling not 1, but 2 bulky normal types to take the W. Love to see it. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent, and that's going to be it for today. So let me know what you thought of this team in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.